Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be doing a Sultai Ultimatum deck tech. I'll keep this hand. So this deck been one of the most common decks, commonly played decks since Kaldheim was released, benefiting off of Emergent Ultimatum and Tibalt and the Take an Extra Turn card, the Epiphany. And I think this is a very good choice in Standard currently. And I thought it would be quite helpful if I did a deck tech on this. I'm quite new to this deck as well, so my sideboarding might be a little bit differently to what's optimum. So if you've got any recommendations, please feel free to stick them in the comments as to what I should do. And yeah. Also, please could you subscribe to the channel. I put quite a lot of work into these videos, and I try my best to help you guys, give you guys the best chance of getting mythic and improving your play. But yeah, with that being said, let's get into trying playing some good games with Sultai Ultimatum. We'll start off with a swamp, then next turn we'll go Clearwater Pathway, holding up Omen of the Sun. Weird. What an odd deck. I'm actually going to go for the Zagoth Triome here, because I want to ensure to get Cultivate next turn, so that we have Shadow's Verdict up for turn 4, because it seems to be a deck which Shadow's Verdict is going to be very good against. Oh, Migration Path. So Migration Path would be a great card to make sure we hit our ultimatum later on. So let's play this. And we'll get a green. Ooh. Let's go for a green and a black. Let's get the black getting tapped. Lovely stuff. So hopefully he plays an odd creature here. I've never played against this deck before, so it'd be very interesting. Deadweight. Oh, that's clever. That is. Doing deadweight to draw 3 cards. I like that interaction. Okay, and I don't think we get a lot more value off of let's go for this here, and then next turn we could play Ultimatum into some good stuff if we don't need to already. This is going to be more of a removal focused deck which he's playing, which is beneficial for us, considering we don't play many creatures that are worthy of removing. We play Yorion and that's about it. Okay, so here's the question. I think we do go for Sultai for the Emergent Ultimatum here. So go for Valki. Let's go for Vorinclex. Vorinclex plus Valki is a very nice combo, and let's also go for Alrund's Epiphany, because if he doesn't not select the Alrund's Epiphany, okay, so he puts Vorinclex back. So cast this, like so. Alright, well, so we get our Planeswalker and we get our additional turn next turn. Great stuff. Exile both cards on the top of a library, and we'll do the same thing again. Well, I suppose we get rid of the hateful Eidolons. We do get rid of our own 1/1s too, but I feel that that's beneficial for us. Anyways, so if he swings in for a Tibalt for so the ultimatum gets exiled. Okay, so we've got to think here about what we want to do. I think we play Elderfang Disciple, puts up a good blocker for the Tibalt. Okay, let's play it like that. The reason is it puts up a good blocker for a Faceless Haven if he wants to attack. A good chump blocker. Okay, so we win the first game then. This should be a really good matchup for us, considering that's more of a control deck based for creatures. You know, he's got a lot of value from... let's have a look. From, where are they? Oh, they're all exiled. From the Hateful Eidolons, putting auras such as Deadweight onto our creatures to kill them. And because we've got very minimal creatures, it's very good for us. So... what else do we want? I feel like Mystical Dispute isn't as good in this matchup. Maybe the slower removal like Binding is less good. We might want to get some instant speed with the Sharks. Although adding creatures into a deck which is built to kill creatures, I think is a questionable play. So we're not going to do that. Okay, so I'm not sure why I'm hovering over Valki. That's definitely not one of the cards we get rid of. I think this top end of the deck kind of stays the same in most matchups. Maybe we get rid of one of the exile effects, especially considering I don't think he's going to play many big creatures. I do quite like this guy's name though, Gravity. Quite simple, quite... Okay... I don't think we can mulligan this hand. It's too good for... Okay, we've got a Valki in hand, which is less good, but... discard a card. Let's get rid of Extinction Event. I think that's the worst card in our hand at the moment for our opponent's deck. I'll agree. Secure the double green for Vorinclex. Also allows us to play the blue side of this for Kiora later on. Oh, he's in red. Okay. Alright. So he probably takes Vorinclex here. Hopefully it doesn't get to turn 6. Okay, he takes Valki. Interesting. Okay, I think he's got a Deadweight. We'll play a Jwari's Ruins tapped. So he doesn't think we have one, so he's more likely to spend all of his mana next turn. So he might play a 4 mana creature. Doesn't. What does he play? There you go. I did draw a second copy, and you did get baited. Okay, so all we need to do is draw another land now. I should have played... oh, we didn't have a black side. Okay. We'll bring Yorion to hand now. Even if we admit we're taking some damage next turn for Faceless Haven. Yeah, it's been quite a more slow start to this game. We would have wanted to have one of the ramp spells, such as Cultivate or Migration Path, but such is life that we didn't get them. He's got a big debate this turn whether he does something productive or he just makes Faceless Haven a land and swings in for 4. He does a productive thing. Okay. Alright. We didn't hit a... we'll play this out. We don't get any value from bouncing, but I don't mind that as much. The priority was being held up for Valki. might have a removal spell, and also we have to be wary that if we do exile with Shadow's Verdict, he can still swing in for 4, which wouldn't have been such a big deal last turn, but key. Makes it 4. It's going to swing him. Block like this so the land isn't an issue. It's irritating. No attack. The longer this game goes on, the better it is for us. Okay. So we end up taking 1. Just show that. Okay. Alright. So the longer this game goes on, the better it is for us. It's kind of a weird deck to be playing against. Okay, we've kind of got to draw a black land now. Get rid of a negate. We need this black land. It's not quite the card we were looking for there, but yeah, let's just go 2 blacks. Do we play? Yeah, I think we play this out. We need to get the team a land anyway for it to be beneficial. And it just gives us more information with how we block next turn. Oh, okay. It's a weird card. Elspeth's Nightmare. Okay, yeah. So he drew very well. For that board position. Okay, now he's just got to make the decision of what he wants to attack with. And the answer he comes up with is... Okay, so this is basically draw 3 cards. This is exile his board, and this is create an 8/8 that could... Okay, I'm just going to exile all of these. We get our 6/6 back. And then he can decide between Kiora and Seagate Restoration as to what he wants to get rid of. Probably should be Kiora. Although if he board wipes, then that'll be a bit of a problem. Let's just hope he doesn't hit a land now. If he hits a land, we're kind of in trouble. Hexproof and Planeswalkers. Just destroy that. Okay, we just have to try and keep up. He could cast that again, but okay. We'll play Ketria Triome. So, what do we want to... what do we want to cast then? Let's go for Valki. Alrund's Epiphany is always quite nice. This draws us 2 cards. I think Shark Typhoon would be a nice one to have. Okay. So he's got a choice here. He could either... Okay, put Shark Typhoon back in. So, cast this side and this side. Okay, exile the top cards of each person's library. Okay. Okay. Then what we can do is we can exile this Blood of a Snow card, which would have got rid of our Tybalt. Lovely stuff. Exile the top 2 cards again. That was another Blood of a Snow. Okay. We'll play this so we can leave up Omen of the Sea. And then next turn we can ultimate. Okay. Next turn we'll be able to ultimate our Tybalt. Yeah, there we go. So we win our first game with this deck then. That was a good game. Yeah, I'm not sure how good our opponent's deck is. It's probably more geared towards the adventure lists, which are quite common at the moment. But I'll definitely just take the win there. Alright, into our second game we go then. We're against Yorion. There's a chance it could be the Mirror. It could also be some Esper list. We'll just have to see. Player's tap to start with. Okay, next turn we'll... Okay, so this is Esper. Alright, I'm gonna use this to see if there's any weird shenanigans going on in his hand. Okay. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Oh, it's only turn 2 next turn for him, so be fine. Synchrony, and then we'll just make some. Let's go for green and black. Okay, so he's going to kill our Valki next turn, get his binding back. In response, we'll kill his Elspeth next turn. Just because otherwise he's just going to get rid of it from our hand, so we do this like this, and then gives us the benefit. See, we're getting quite unlucky here because it should be very likely that we would have drawn a card which isn't a land in one of these draws, but we didn't, so we can't cry about it. We just got to carry on playing the game. Playing against this Abzan Yorion list. Okay, what else has he got to play? What's he playing now? If only this wasn't a turn. Ooh. Let's play this. And let's get ourselves a... So first things first, we'll go for Extinction Event. Then we will go for Valki and Alrund's Epiphany. Let's play it like this. Whichever one he gets rid of is going to go very well for us next turn. So he gets rid of Alrund's Epiphany. Did this. Okay, now we choose even. Get rid of his entire board. And then the top card of each person's library. Great stuff. So he looks at a hand, gets rid of a Shadow's Verdict. That was a great draw for us then. The best in the deck by a long shot. He can probably get rid of our Tibalt here. I wouldn't be surprised. Or he plays the Abzan. Is there an Abzan Ultimatum? Is that the one which is destroy all permanents? Binding. Oh well. Okay. Let's play Omen. Two. Play our Yorion out. So this is okay. We don't really want this. If he could bring his Yorion back in order to play Binding, then I would have taken Jwari, because that would have been a good play for him to make. However, considering he would only have 8 mana this turn if he hits his mana. Okay. So he's going to draw a card here. Well, let's destroy his Yorion. Keep the game slightly even. He's going to draw a card. But those extinction events aren't that good in this matchup. Let's play this. Draw ourselves a card. Even if it is just a land, drawing a card every turn is still very nice. Let's go for Elspeth's Nightmare, just to be able to discard a card from his hand next turn. I think that has certain upsides. Okay, and if he casts a big scary spell, then we can just Disdainful Stroke. Does he play it? Yeah. Okay. Oh, we've got another Disdainful Stroke there as well. Nice. So, we'll get rid of this. Stops him from discarding stuff from my hand. The extinction events are nice, but they're rarely going to be that useful for him. We can sacrifice our Omen. Yeah, cool. All good cards that he can draw will be mana cost 4 or greater, so we're really in a good position here. Those extinction events are pretty much dead cards. What health is he on? See, I just don't think Vorinclex is that good, considering it gives him a target for it. We want to be really getting the get some better cards. Sacrifice this. That bottoming Vorinclex was a very debatable decision there, but I'm pretty sure it's the correct decision to make. Because, you know, he's already going to have... those cards, Extinction Events, aren't actually going to do anything for him, really, in the near future. Do you want to... I'm going to draw a card. It's possible we could thin the deck by playing Migration Path. We could always cycle it, but I think it's better to thin the deck. Start taking the lands out. Get rid of that. It would make us discard a card, him draw a card, and get a 2-2. It just wouldn't work very well. Get this. It might have been better to go for the Vorinclex, but I think we just need to get closer to our good cards here. Alright. So, good draws here. We have... Okay. We have a Alrund's Epiphany, which would be quite good. Shark Typhoon. Emergent Ultimatum. Seagate Restoration. Cycles a land. What does he get? Alrund's Epiphany. We'll play this. Then we can start getting some pressure on with the birds, if you can call it pressure. I think he's got some removal spells currently for them. For 2. So he does technically have a 10-turn clock right now. Okay, so he draws a card. Very interesting game right now. Very close game. Okay, so we can kill this. We don't really want him getting any creatures. Scry 2, draw 1. Shark Typhoon is always a nice one to get. Wait, how many lands do we have? One. Well, you know, we're going to play this side up anyway. Because it's more likely that he could have a removal spell. For sure. Let's play Omen. Get this, then we can get some cards back from our graveyard while making a 3/3. Let's go for binding here. We make a 4/4, kill the Archon. I'd be interested in trying to sideboard against this guy. We should see a... do I want to get a card back from my graveyard now? I don't think so. because what I want to do is I want to try and get a big enough threat that you would have to extinction event twice. Yep, sure, go for it. Because we need to burn through these extinction events now. This is the way we want to win. Yeah, we've got to let that go through. He thins his deck a little bit if he's got any left. Yes, he's got no forest cards left. Let's get these. Okay, Alrund's Epiphany. Get ourselves a 7/7. Okay, there's the eliminate. Probably the best target for it. Does Alrund's Epiphany get exiled once you cast it? Yes. Okay, let's get ourselves a Yorion back. Then we can bounce Binding of the Old Gods, killing the Yasham, and it also makes his decisions of what to exile with Extinction Event a little bit more difficult. It's possible actually last turn if I'd played, you know, Shadow's Verdict or something, I would have been able to win the game, but it's fine. I think we're definitely in the driving seat for this game. Yeah, just pass that to him. He's got to play Extinction Event. Okay, name's even. And if he plays another spell, we can do Jwari Disruption to make a 2/2. Okay, didn't. Play ourselves a Shark Typhoon, make his game really difficult, or his turn really difficult next turn for him to survive. There are very few cards in his deck which could save him. There are some, I think, but very few, I think. Does he have any? I think it's going to be a swamp, if I'm right, or a plains. Yeah, swamp. We're both running very low on basic lands in our deck. I don't think I have any. Okay, so there we go. So we win game 1 with Sultai against Abzam. Now we've just got to try and think about what we want to put in against them. So I think negate 2 disdainful strokes. Okay, he doesn't actually play blue, so Mystical Dispute is probably not the best idea. Shark Typhoon, we take out these. So we take out our board wipes because, well, Shadow's Verdict especially is very poor against the opponent's deck. Extinction Event might actually be good as a one-of to play around his Archon of Sun's Grace. Eliminate, actually he's got no creatures with toughness 3 or less. Duress, we want a Duress. So eliminate, we take out. What else do we want to take out against this guy then? Vorinclex, I don't think that's actually that good in this matchup. Binding is good. So we're just kind of trying to cut one more card. Maybe Cosmos is good too. No, he's got way too much removal for this to be. Actually, it's a very interesting situation to be in. Do we add in Coma? I think Coma's more good against the adventure builds of the decks. Let's drop difficult. I think Heartless Act is the correct call, but we'll find out this game. See what kind of hand we draw. It's a decent hand, like as long as we don't draw any more lands. We need to draw well. Okay, Alrund's Epiphany is a nice card to get. So turn 3, we will be casting Cultivate. So what does he play? Okay, he plays that, draws a card. Okay. So let's see what he does. Play a what's that called? Barkchannel Pathway. We'll get a blue and a green. Of course, with our ultimatum costing 3 green, we're going to need to pick up our green sources here. Okay, Omen of the Sun, decent card. If he passes back to me, I'm just going to just pass back to him. And then we're going to Shark Typhoon to make a 3/3. Kind of slow ball this. My game has disconnected. I'll be back once my game is back up and running. Okay, I should be getting back into the game now. My internet is back up and running. Always fun when your internet drops midway through a game. Hopefully we can... Yashan... Jwari Disruption. Okay, let's go like this. Let's get double green. Kind of just threatening. Oh, did he miss his lands? Yeah, let's drop a forest here. Let's play this. I'm really considering adding a mountain to the deck. Because the amount of times we have a Tibalt and we don't have a mountain to be able to... Okay, that's one hell of a hand. I don't know why I didn't just cast Binding of the Old Gods on its own sooner, just to get the lands. Okay. So, what we're going to do here is we're going to use up his Heartless Act by playing out Shark Typhoon. So we're going to make a 3/3, might as well make a 4/4. Yeah, Heartless Act. Just this is kind of a situation of screw versus flood. Seems weird for him to play Binding now after all this time of waiting. Plays that. Okay. Draws a card. Just destroy that. Destroy this so it just doesn't get the creatures off of bouncing with a Yorion. You can play a Yorion here, but he knows I'll just bounce my card and destroy it. Ah, so he just plays it like that to get to 2 and draw 2. Yeah, I suppose that's pretty clever. I mean, I wouldn't attach the card which says, you know, add 1 mana of any colour to his tri-land, really, but, you know, let's get a Ketria Triome. I don't think what colour land we get at this point matters. Okay. Difficult one. We kind of go ahead in this game if okay, I think it's got an Omen. Maybe something else. Search for a forest. So we've got no forest left in the deck. Stress him. Plays Omen. Treacherous Blessing. Okay. We don't want him getting a load of triggers off of that. Okay, this is going to be a difficult one to beat here. There are definitely like ways we can play to beat this guy, but yeah, the way this game was gone, I just don't think we're in a very good position right now to. So he cannot play another Omen before Yorion, which is good. It's good for us. He gets a lot of value though. He gets a lot of value. Okay, so he draws 2, makes 2 2/2s and destroys my binding. Destroying my binding isn't so much of a good thing for him. Okay. So do this. We name even. And then we'll play our binding to kill his Yorion. What a game so far. This is actually turning out to be a really good match. It's quite enjoyable. Keeps the card on top. What could that be? Probably a Doom Foretold, I would say. It's one of a few cards you would keep on top at this point. Elspeth Conquers Death. Because then he wants to bring the Yorion back from a graveyard. Yeah, fair. See if we've got any basics left in the deck. Should have an island or 2, maybe a swamp. Got some swamps. Okay. So he gets his Omen of the Sun. Yeah, we kind of need to draw something good soon. We've got about 2 turns, I think, before this game is unwinnable. Maybe less than that now. We need to draw something good this turn. There's another land. Okay. Oh well, we lose this game. Into the next one. Well, into the next game in the match. Mystical Dispute. Is it worth bringing it in? I don't think so. But yeah, I definitely think I'm going to add a mountain to the deck because it's a big problem that we're relying on, that we cannot actually cast our Tybalts. If we get a land, it's good. If we get a forest, that is. I don't think I can rely on it like that though. Keep this, we'll bottom a swamp. So this is just so we thin our deck with the Fabled Passage. Okay. Duress. Oh, that's such an annoying card. Okay. Let's see how. Okay, get a green. Play the blue side. We want to draw as many cards as possible, so we're just going to do. Wait, we're going to confirm 0. Then let's get 2 blue lands. It's just for the Seagate Restoration here. So then he's on 3 when we're on. So what can he do? He could play. He can play the Saga. So he's playing the Saga there. I want to draw the card. Okay. What does he get rid of here? If he's going to play a 4-drop, Jwari Disruption is definitely the take, but if not, then yeah, the Seagate Restoration is a good shout from him to remove. What does he play? He plays Binding here. Oh, Treacherous Blessing, that's irritating. Draw a card. Okay, we'll keep this up so we can Jwari Disruption if he goes for like a Yorion play or something, whilst also being able to draw a card. Well, you know, considering this is the only card, we might as well tax him 1 to do it. Because then he has to pay 1 to see if we've got what we've got in our hand, which is currently 2 lands. So, and considering we can play an Ultimatum if we get it, or an Alrund's Epiphany, or anything like that. Oof. Well, if he plays a Yorion now, he draws 6 cards. So, we definitely need to get something down soon. We'll scry with our Mazemind Tome because we want to get something good. Yeah, imagine if he'd drawn a land there, that would have been awful. Oh my. Oh god. Sure, go for it. Hey, look. There is nothing I can do to stop you playing whatever you're going to do this turn. I've drawn lands on lands on lands on lands, so go for it essentially. Doom Foretold. We'll do this so we can scry on our upkeep then. Doom Foretold is probably good because it gets rid of these Treacherous Blessings for if he has a we'll play a Fabled Passage next turn, thin our deck out of even more lands. Okay, He is doing a fair amount of damage to himself though with these lithoforms, or whatever you would call them. Okay. We'll do this. Actually, he won't sacrifice them anymore, will he? Oh well. Get rid of this card. Remove the hand information he's got. Okay. So there's 2 unknown cards in his hand, and we wouldn't have any more lands though. He wouldn't expect that. He wouldn't expect that the 2 lands that we drew, whilst having 2 lands in our hand and having drawn lands consecutively for every turn, he would not expect that. Okay, so he wants to get a Yorion out here next turn. Oh. Okay, get a forest. Okay. For every spell he plays, he'll have to pay 2 life, essentially. So it's gonna draw 7 cards. Standard. Alright. We resolve. Is Tail's End still in rotation? I wonder. Tail's End is in course at 2020, so no it's not. Oh. Or Whirlwind. Whirlwind Denial? Is that still in? Whirlwind Denial is in Feros, so is Feros still in? So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Five, 6, 7. Okay. Of course he would have a card to remove. I mean, he does have however many cards in his deck, to be fair to him. But he does have he can only cast 5 more spells because of how much, because of the treacherous blessings. Let's go for a Valki. A Alrund's Epiphany, and Kiora. Yeah, let's go for Kiora here. This is like enough for him to, I would hope, have to cast at least 5 spells before he wins the game, which is essentially what we're trying to do here. We just want to get him, because we can't really win on board with what he's got. Okay, so he gets rid of that. So here, cast like this. So we'll exile this. And then we'll foretell Alrund's Epiphany. Cool. So he's just got to not win, essentially. And especially with this 8/8 swinging through next turn, he could cast... what's the card called? Okay, alright, so he casts Archon. Fair enough. That's the card which would gain him. But then he has to get rid of our Kraken, surely. Okay. We get rid of Tybalt. Tap all of his stuff. Then we'll see what he's got in his hand. Get rid of a Duress. And then we swing in for 8 and win. There we go. Alright, so we win 2-1 against that guy for 2-0 with Sultai Ultimatum in this video. Thanks ever so much for watching. These games have been pretty fun to play today. And yeah, subscribe, comment, like, all of that good stuff, and have a great rest of your day.